Welcome everybody to another episode of the Football Show with No Name. We're back after a week off. We had a couple of different reasons we were off. We were off because Ferg's birthday was the main reason, and it was just a weird week last week.
Blame it on me.
America disappointed him on his birthday. America,
yeah, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. So it was definitely an interesting week, both on and off the football field. And we can talk a little bit about everything today, but we're going to have a little bit of fantasy focus because it is going into week 11, and it is the trade deadline in fantasy, and the trade deadline in actual football just passed, with some interesting things. I guess it wasn't as active as it could have been. It was active early, not really at the deadline, but early with some wide receivers going some different places. But we have some people out there that may have some questions or may need things answered, or you know what, maybe we just need things answered. So we're going to talk through Ferg's 337 leagues and what kind of trades he needs in these leagues, and just kind of see maybe we can answer some questions for some people. So if you're on with us tonight, and you have some questions, drop them in the comments and we can see if we can help. So first of all, Mr. Ferg, how you doing this evening? Happy belated.
Thank you. There's so much going on in the last week, wasn't it? We weren't here to get to talk about the Ja'Marr apocalypse, the Thursday night apocalypse, just period. Like, I'm interested. I wish somebody was on here. I wish I had a stat to see if you had, what was your record? If you
want to know
Joe or Lamar,
want to know
so
with Lamar.
I had Lamar, but had to play Ja'Marr and lost.
Okay, well, I had Ja'Marr and won.
Yeah, I feel like the Ja'Marr
we talked like last Thursday. Like there were some games. It was like 125-0 already in the Thursday night. I had something like that where I played against. I had one team, I think, in the 2 QB that had Lamar, Joe, Ja'Marr, and Mark Andrews, and that team only ended up winning by like half a point by Sunday. Like it got walked down. But
I mean, I started off with 65 from Ja'Marr on Thursday night, and
it was some crazy scores out there.
Yeah, I never really looked back. I mean, I won by 60, so I won by the amount that Chase got me.
How many playoff teams do you have now? Because I think I got about 30 teams put back into playoff contention because of Thursday.
Well, I had I have 6 leagues, 5 leagues, and I am in playoff contention in 4 of them. Number 1 or top 3 in 2 of them. But only one of them has Ja'Marr. And I don't have Lamar or Joe on any of my teams. So unfortunately. But in the show league, team's doing pretty good.
I'm in 6th.
Yeah, so I'm in.
You gotta stick around. You just gotta get in.
Yeah, my show league team, I think I had the second. I had one of the awards again for the highest score in a loss. I hate that award.
So anything like that stands out to y'all from the week that we need to talk about besides I guess we can start here. The Chiefs
9-0.
So they're 9-0. There's that. Let's start with that. So they're 9-0, and
the GOAT.
They just don't. 16-14 they won, and if y'all missed this, chip shot for Will Lutz, one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, goes out there in Arrowhead, and Denver played the perfect game. Like, they played the perfect game. So,
but didn't Chris Jones block that?
No, it was some dude 51 that hadn't played in 7.5 weeks, and just like straight off the practice squad. I don't know. So, but it's like the lure of Kansas City at this point. They're not that good of a football team. If you watch them, they just have that thing that the Patriots had for years and years and years, where they just had the best to do it. that's doing it.
I don't know is that they're not good if they just do it a different way.
I mean, yes,
they don't do it the
way.
Tyreek way anymore. The 80-yard bomb, that's dead.
No, but
that's dead.
Like,
they're
can
good
we
everywhere else on every other level?
But Patrick Mahomes he's turning the ball over. He's not really playing.
Yeah,
he's only playing good really in the fourth quarter, except for a couple weeks. Like last week, not last week, but the week before last, he played really well.
Patrick's a GOAT, but Patrick wouldn't have been a GOAT without Kelsey and Tyreek. And so Patrick has got them carrying Juju, 65-year-old Travis Swift, and who the fuck? And we brought Kareem Hunt off the sofa. I mean,
Kareem Hunt though. We can talk about that.
Rice. I mean, they brought D Hop back. He got the fountain of youth. D Hop pulled a Randy Moss and got to where he wanted to be, and now he can play again.
Yep.
I think they're one. If they get Pacheco back,
well, we can talk about that. They activated Pacheco.
13-1, 14-1 by the time he starts to play. They'll get him right to playoffs.
Play left though.
So they activated Pacheco off.
They just need him for the playoffs.
Off the IR. They have 21 days to put to say if he's playing or not. And he's coming off of broken tibia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said 6 to 8 weeks though.
Yeah, they said 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been 4. So I mean, chances are he's probably going to take at least 2 weeks out of that 21-day window to come back. But like if they get Pacheco back, sure, that actually nullifies Kareem Hunt and everything that he's done. But you know what? I have
schedule.
Who? Kansas City?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do they got coming up next 3 weeks?
They got let's see, the Bills, which isn't but then they have the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Browns, they have Texans, Steelers, Broncos again.
14-1.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep finding ways to win, and the last second block. And I think did I put this in our group chat? Like it cost me $1,000.
Yeah,
I believe
it was because I put together a 3-leg parlay of teams that would lose. I mean, teams that would win that are supposed to lose. Carolina Panthers, right? New England Patriots, and Denver Broncos. And if it would have hit, like it would have won me $1,000.
I really
watched that field goal. You were like,
I think that might have
I walked away,
season,
Lauren.
though.
Oh, you thought it was done?
Lauren, I walked away.
Never
walked away. I walked away to go to the kitchen, walked away.
To stop shit.
And all of a sudden I heard, right?
And Patrick running around the field.
It hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. Like I will say.
Some Taylor Swift voodoo or something. I don't know.
I really, honestly, and a side note to that, I think that was the end of Denver's season. I think they had a good run. I think they're done. I think that mentally broke them. They're probably just going to be a so-so, whatever.
I think Patrick Mahomes does that to a lot of people.
I do like Knicks for next year. But yeah, I think those last 5 seconds spiritually broke the Broncos. I think that broke them.
Okay, so from one spiritual breaking to another spiritual breaking, everybody in Cowboy Nation they are just what do you do? Like, do you just say put your head down and be like, okay, they're still my team? You know,
I mean, they're still your
fans
team.
I talk to are just pissed. They're like, why do we spend so much money on Dak?
If you're a Cowboys, I don't know the Cowboys salary cap situation. I also don't know where they
like
are
the Yankees
in the playoff standings right now. I don't even know how far back they are. But
I mean, look, but not good.
They're not good, but it's the NFC East still. It's still the NFC. Yeah. If they're within, if we could go on a run and make a wild card, and I'm gonna throw something out here that I text to some Cowboy fans earlier. I didn't get a response back. If you think you're still in it and you don't believe in Trey Lance, then why are you not trying to get Flacco from Indianapolis?
Okay, so here, check this out. I mean, that's a really good point because he would.
Why are you not trying to get somebody out here if you got all of these guys making all of this money and you think you can get in?
I don't think that. I thought they were almost mathematically eliminated.
All right, so I'm sitting here looking at it. So let me tell you guys what the deal is.
They are.
Yeah.
So right now, the Cowboys are 3-6. Okay. So let's just they're 0-4 at home, by the way, and 1-5 in the conference. So you got Philly and Washington at 7-2 and 7-3 respectively. But their issue is in the NFC North when you got Detroit at 8-1, Minnesota at 7-2, Green Bay at 6-3, and Chicago has a better record, has a game up on the Cowboys, right? And not only does Chicago have a game up on the Cowboys, literally everybody in the NFC East has a game up on the Cowboys or two.
So they're done.
Yeah,
I would say they're mathematically still in it, but with Cooper
the Panthers are getting close to passing them too.
The Panthers
are in 15th place. The Cowboys are in 13th place.
Where are the Saints? 16th place.
It is
Saints
not
are in 14th.
Yeah, because Saints have 3 wins too, right? So they're tied.
If the Cowboys win this week, their playoff chances go up to 9.
See, here's the difference with the Saints. They know, like
9%.
Offensive line went down. Like, I'm going to give the Saints credit because they already have tanked the rest of the season. Chris Olave's on IR. They fired the coach. Like, they know it's over. Dallas still doesn't realize this.
Yeah. You know what's really sad is that this whole Sunshine Gate with CeeDee Lamb.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, what is Sunshine Gate?
With CeeDee Lamb saying that there needs to be curtains or something to keep the sun on the top of this $1 billion stadium.
Did y'all see that play? No, did you see the play, Lauren?
But in
like
fairness,
literally the picture.
So listen to this. This is my thought, though. Every player says this. Jerry knows this. They asked Mike McCarthy this question at his press conference. Then they back up from the press conference so you can see more than just him. And he has a sunshade keeping the sun out of that same window coming into his face during a press conference. Yet your wide receiver that you pay $150 million to says we need a sunshade, and you say, "Wow, whatever, old man."
He said, "Let's just tear it down and start all over."
Tear it down and build a new one.
Come on, Jerry, stop being defensive.
I never really understood the thought of the overhead, the opening in the middle of the sun, like.
But I'll tell you what, they can put one of the things that you press the button and it just goes down.
Yeah, like Minnesota has.
How long does it take for that to happen?
It doesn't matter. They have roofs that.
But can you do that during game? Are you allowed to do that during game?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought. Doesn't Minnesota do that?
Yes,
because like I've seen the Cowboys play a game and it snowed. They didn't stop the snow. It just kept snowing. Just let it flow through that.
I think they start like the roof at Cowboy Stadium. I think takes 45 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It might take a while. Budget now too. They probably use that shit up.
But I'm telling you, it's like it won't take 45 minutes for a motherfucking sunshade to go down over some windows.
That seems like some shit. Like they could fix that real.
You can.
They should plenty. You know what I mean, Jerry? We know a guy.
I know a guy can probably got some in his trunk right now, Jerry.
You could probably come up with some type of glass that has like the transform, like the sun hits it and it immediately shades itself. They got enough. You got enough money. You can do whatever you want.
You just need some towels. You know what I'm saying? Some sheets. I got some
Andy
sheets.
We don't believe that. They're just chatting. What don't we believe, Andy? You got to be more specific. We talk a lot of shit. That's what we're talking about, Andy. I don't know.
I think he's talking about the Cowboys.
Okay. That's probably the case because Jerry Jones don't believe anything unless it's what Jerry Jones says. So that's pretty much about
Cowboy fans deserve a general manager. I hate the Cowboys, but they deserve a general manager. Somebody who can walk in and be like, "Shut the fuck up, Jerry."
They won't. There is
who owns the Cowboys?
Jerry Jones.
So he's their manager and he owns them?
Jerry owns
he's their president, CEO.
He cooks it. He brings it to the table. He puts out the commercials. He parks the cars.
He hires the management.
The towels. Jerry does everything.
Look, it's bad. All right. So also on a positive note, CMC comes back. He makes his 2024 NFL debut, and he was 13 for 36 on the ground, so he didn't have that good. He didn't have that good of a game on the ground, but he was 6 for 67 through the air. So he had the typical. I mean, like he had 19 points in fantasy, and that's really. I mean, he's averaged more than 20 his entire fantasy career.
Great, except that team's already in the shitter for me that he's on. So thanks, CMC.
Yeah, no, I get it.
6 or 7, and if you're in 5 through 8 and you got CMC back, you got a shot.
Yeah, like
5 through 9. 5 through 9 probably got a shot.
I still have a shot with that team, and that's the team I actually traded DK Metcalf for Tyreek Hill straight up when Tyreek was not he wasn't feeling too good. And Tua was out. and DK was on a heater, and I didn't need DK. So now I have Tua and Tyreek, and now CMC is back. So I'm hoping that Tua. Jeff, we can talk about that real quick, man. Your boy ain't passing for he's not going deep. I don't know if that's a product of him not wanting to hold on to the ball long enough.
Well, the problem is he's holding on to the ball too long.
But why isn't he throwing those verts anymore?
If you watched us last year, it was 1, 2, 3, go. And then that short passing game opened up the long passing game. Mm-hmm. But he's holding the ball too long. He's not hitting the dudes in the flat.
He's
not
hurt.
Hitting check downs.
He said he was
hurt. He's not hurt. He has
Tua?
167 million that he's got to come out here and get. Tyreek's not hurt.
Tyreek has the wrist, but he can still catch.
Tyreek had the wrist in preseason.
Yeah, but he can still catch.
He had the wrist in preseason,
and he can still run. And
if he was running underneath and he was dropping it into a bucket, it wouldn't matter if he.
Well, y'all just aren't running those plays, and you're not using Mostert like you were last year. Last year, it's weird.
Tua came back last week, and even one of the games when Tua was out. Mostert has more fumbles this year than he had in the last 2 years already.
Yeah.
Jay Wright is not the rookie's not ready.
Yeah.
A-Chain can't stand up to 30 carries a game. You gotta
not with that big ass helmet on.
But it's crazy that Kareem Hunt and cats like this were just sitting at the crib. Why are you not calling Deontay Foreman? Anybody you could have got.
Dude, Leonard Fournette just tried out.
Fournette is trying out for every team in the league.
Dude,
but they never sign him.
No.
Only way Fournette gets a job is if Brady comes back and gets a job.
Look, he ain't.
That's the only way he's coming back. That's the only way Fournette
we know that Brady ain't coming back.
But if Miami wins this week, they are kind of right back in it.
Even who do y'all have this week?
For a wild card, Vegas.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna win this week.
We got Vegas at home, so
yeah, y'all gonna win this week. I mean, y'all been playing really, really well defensively. I mean, you won the game last week.
That was a really bad game too. It was a great defensive game.
20-13. No, was it no? It was not. It was not great. Tyreek scored, got in the end zone. So that was nice. That was nice. I mean, he only had 10 points, but yeah. And John is a nice surprise. So I mean, Jalen Waddle had 33 catches on the first drive, or 33 yards on the first drive, and
finally
he had 20 yards the rest of the game or something like
that. It went to hell.
Yeah. Well,
McDaniel's on the hot seat.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's his hair.
He's on the hot seat.
His hair is out of control.
His hair's weird, bro.
Well, that's what they wear at the most recent drug dealer convention.
Oh, that's the cute
Colombian drug dealer conventions. That's the new style that they're cutting.
Dude, it looked like he got Soul Glow in that shit.
And then he got the big clear frame glasses. I was like, oh, this motherfucker.
Next thing he's gonna have
he gotta have some
bricks
in the locker room.
Oh, it's so crazy. All right, so Carolina Panthers go to Germany and beat Merrill, the commission's New York Giants.
I literally was laughing out loud watching Daniel Jones.
I mean,
I don't.
He's so bad. Drew Lock's going to be their quarterback the rest of the year,
I believe.
But
this is the Russell Wilson contract.
That you had to watch that game.
$40 million.
Well, this is the Russell Wilson contract thing revisited with Daniel Jones. Where they sit him for the rest of the year because if he gets hurt, they owe him all of his contract guaranteed.
Nobody wants him. He's going to be a backup.
They have to decide if they want to keep him or trade him, and they
just got to dead cap him. They got the dead cap.
They might take him as a backup.
They might, but where's he going to go? Dallas.
And I know that
he'd be great in Dallas.
I wish the commish was here because the commish is the most pessimistic Giants fan either. But in hindsight, we hated Odell. We hated Barkley, and we made a decision to run with Jones. I just want to know how Giants Nation feels like about that, looking back 2 to 3 years now, when you easily could have just paid all of these guys and still had this same product. If nothing else, you'd be on TV, you'd be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, and why don't you pay Saquon? I
never grasped that.
Was Eli? Who was it that they sat Eli for that made him lose his record?
Geno.
Yeah.
Oh,
Geno Smith.
Yeah. And then brought him back the next week. They've been dysfunctional since the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's the day after.
I feel like that was a bitch.
Since the day Strahan walked out the building, they've been dysfunctional.
Yeah, they're not great. And they just Tyrone Tracy's good. He was the reason they were as close as they were, and he was also the reason that they lost. So exactly. I mean, it's just one of those things, but it goes into overtime. The people in Germany got a good game, because it does go into overtime. And the Panthers, they do win.
Fucking Machine Gun Kelly singing at halftime.
God, I'm glad I missed that.
Me too.
Glad I missed that part.
I'm so glad I missed that. But you know what, though? You know who continues to impress, who just got paid, is Chuba Hubbard. He continues. This dude was 23 carries, 158 yards.
So why do they have Jonathan Brooks at all at this point? I'm like, why?
Why even worry about risk playing him?
But you know what the problem is, and because I have Chuba in a lot of leagues, the problem was Matt Rule.
Yeah,
Matt Rule.
Well, I mean, that's why he's not there anymore.
Matt Rule.
He was a little bit of an idiot.
Chuba has ever played for the Panthers, he has always produced.
Yeah.
He just never got longer than a game or so. Yeah. They was like, we're determined. We're going to give Miles Sanders $70 million. We're going to draft Jonathan Brooks. When we got a guy sitting here all of this time, when we could be spending money on O-line.
Ready to go, too.
Yep. Well, and I want to, on the Panthers note, can we talk about a more worthless trade, at least so far?
Mingo?
And it doesn't look like no. And I want to talk to Lauren about this, and see what the feeling is up in Baltimore, because why is Deontay Johnson? Why is he on the Ravens? Like he does. How do they have enough targets to go around to even get him the ball?
Don't.
I think that's the deal. I think
22 times a game.
I think it's like. I think they're basically setting him up for play because Zay, he has good games and then he does really stupid shit and he's got a temper. So I feel like they just wanted to have somebody on backup.
Well, I don't think you.
But Deontay's not the backup dude. He's one of those. I want a contract guy.
If you are a quality GM, like the Ravens have tended to be, the Costa, Newsom before them, you think ahead of. You don't think of what if. You just
I think they're worried about playoffs.
I think they realize every year we lost Andrews, we've lost Zay.
So they're just keeping him.
We don't need this guy. We gave away a nothing pick. If he happens to work out, great. If he doesn't, we didn't need the guy that we were going to draft in the 6th round anyway. And we're not giving you 50, 60 million. You can go wherever you want to go.
Marshawn Lattimore, why would he's hurt? They pick him. I think that some of them are just looking ahead.
Yeah,
their salary cap is hell. They're $150 million over the salary cap in New Orleans.
Who is?
I think
New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
Like Lattimore, you're talking about Lattimore. They have to cut everybody. They're gonna have
they were like, let's go win a bunch of Super Bowls during Drew Brees' time, and now we're paying for it.
Well, that's okay. You got a Super Bowl.
You gotta get off of that path like the Rams. You gotta decide when are we gonna stop giving the picks away, and we just need to go in and tell the fans,
they're not now.
We're going to be ass, but we're gonna work. And they every free agent pick, every 3rd, 4th round pick, everybody was like, those are worthless. They got 6 starters playing for them that they took after the 3rd round.
Well, I think
they got a 1st round pick.
They got to figure out a way to pay people.
Yeah,
I mean, the way they're turning the roster over, once they dump up. You talking about the Rams?
It's gonna be a couple
years.
No,
I was talking about the Saints.
Oh, the Saints not going to worry about paying anybody because you're going to dump everybody. You're going to dump Kamara. You're going to dump Carr.
No,
I don't know they're going to dump Kamara.
They just signed it. They just gave it to you.
I promise you, by draft time, Kamara will not be with the Saints.
Kamara will retire in New Orleans.
It sounds good during the season because we don't want y'all to keep coming to the game.
Is Dallas going to go after?
But when business decisions need to be made, and Dallas finally gets off the Derrick Henry horse and says, hey, we'll give you a 3rd rounder for the guy you just re-signed, and New Orleans looks at this $150 million in the red, they're going to say, okay,
I don't think so.
Why are you paying Kamara when you have no line and no way to win?
We do have a line. They're all hurt. We have Kamara's a really good offensive line. You saw it the first 2 games.
But Ferg, I think you're asking the wrong questions here, man, because Kamara is the reason that they're okay not having a no line. Because Derek Carr can get him the ball in that 1 second range.
If you can get a 3rd round pick out of a 29-year-old running back, you take
You're not going to trade him.
Well, then go ahead and mark. I'll say this right now. Go ahead and mark New Orleans down for 4th place in the South next year.
Yeah, no, I get that. Because, you won't be able to pay anybody.
Let's see who the head coach is.
For the next 2 years.
The head coaches. Because Darren Rizzi, they love Darren Rizzi.
It doesn't matter if
they can't pay anybody.
You want a 5-star restaurant, but you're cooking with Spam. There's no coach they can bring in there that can fix that in the next.
Well, that's what they said about when Sean Payton and Drew Brees got there, right? So
that's exactly why they got there too.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know. You never know.
Drew Brees.
But so that's before we knew who Drew Brees was.
We knew Drew Brees was in San Diego. We knew. Drew Brees had a billboard on the highway in Miami because they thought he was signing there.
Drew Brees only got playing time in San Diego when Phillip Rivers didn't have a babysitter for his 11 kids.
Exactly.
So
no one was looking for Derek Carr.
No, I know
when he got traded.
So
Drew Brees was a hot commodity, and plus he had 90 other weapons. You
know what convinced him, don't you? Do you know what convinced him to go there? He it was after Katrina, and he took a tour of town, and he saw more than he should have, than they wanted him to see, and he was like, "I'm done, I'm staying here." Yeah. But that's also why Kamara's not going to leave. They just made him a captain last week. Like they're never.
No, I mean, I don't think. I think it would. I don't know.
It's like it would be like letting Ray Lewis go from the Baltimore Ravens. They would never
don't say that.
Don't never let Kamara go.
Prime example would be the first round left tackle that Cleveland just stuck on the bench after giving them $65 million last year.
Now he's a swing tackle. He's not going to play anywhere else, and he won't go anywhere else.
Let's go back to Baltimore real quick. And fantasy wise, Lamar continues to get it done both in fantasy and in MVP. Like he's MVP. I don't see any way he's not the MVP at this moment.
Barring injury, MVP.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Baker's coming up there as a
No, I get it, but Tampa Bay
might not make the playoffs.
If Tampa would have won that game against Kansas City, maybe. I think you probably could have had a discussion, but it's like
they can't give it to Baker. It's
like the Brock Purdy Lamar debate from last year. You know what I'm saying? And Brock Purdy was better than Baker is right now statistically, but Baker is slinging it out there. Tampa Bay is having a good season. He has been without his three best weapons for the last year.
Bosa brother that was for like a
dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. He just stiff armed Joey Bosa. That was awesome. Yeah. I love
hate the Bosa.
So I do want to say something though. Staying in that division, I don't know how Pittsburgh continues to get it done, and how Mike Tomlin continues to get it done. I will say Mike Tomlin has always been one of my favorites. The third coach in Pittsburgh history. I don't know if we can appreciate that enough. I was talking to a buddy about that this weekend. Third coach ever in the franchise history, and they're the second most decorated team. They have they're tied for first. They have 6 Super Bowls. Whatever. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. So when somebody asked Mike Tomlin, y'all saw this right in the press conference. Y'all didn't see this?
I didn't see it.
Right? No. Somebody asked him in the press conference saying, "Hey, how do you get ready? You know, are you preparing for Jalen Daniels the same way that you would prepare for Lamar? You know, you've seen him twice a year." And he's like, "Whoa." He said, "I need y'all to step back for a second comparing anybody to Lamar. That's Mr. Jackson." And he said, "We will see Mr. Jackson in a couple weeks."
That's so funny.
Look, I mean, he was giving him his props. He's like, "Oh, look, this is a 2-time MVP."
I respect that.
No, Mike Tomlin's the man, but they continue to get things done. Russell Wilson comes in and is playing really good football. Like he's playing old Russell
Super Bowl
Wilson
year,
football, throwing those moon balls to Mike Williams.
Exactly,
Mike Williams. But I will say, from all the things that I've heard and I listen to and I read and about fantasy, it looks like Pickens is grading out to probably be one of the better receivers in the back half of the year, schedule wise.
Yeah.
Well, he just needed a real quarterback.
Yo, that catch he made, the way
awesome.
He was able to contort his body in the air, I've never seen. Like, I mean, the dude's just mad athletic. All right.
Speaking of that. So I was gonna say another one that blows my mind because it screwed me last weekend are the Jets. I don't get it.
Wow, they've been trash.
Aaron Rodgers,
How do you lose games to Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson?
Like I don't
because Aaron Rodgers is washed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's not playing.
It is possible
15
that
touchdowns, 7 picks.
He could have been good prior to the injury, but I think if there was a chance that he was going to be good and could win games, I don't think Green Bay would have let him go. I just don't feel like they would let him go. If they had to know, they had him in the building every day. We can see it. This dude is not as fast.
I mean,
he's not lifting as much weight. He's staying in his training room more. He's 39. He's 40. There's only gonna be so many Brady's and Brees.
Well, and Green Bay did it with Brett Favre.
Aaron's not on the TB12 diet either.
Yeah, they can make it look good. He's doing drugs.
Yeah, exactly. He's like running for vice president with Robert Kennedy. Yeah.
He's just out there doing ayahuasca. He's not really doing drugs per se. He's just out there on ayahuasca retreats, right?
You start talking to Roger Rabbit and cartoon hallucinations. That's drugs. I feel like
the Cardinals get shit on constantly, and I'm like,
they've been playing really good football.
Yeah.
Really good this year.
Really good football with a ragtag team.
All the Jets are going to spank the Cardinals. That is not, and I actually fell for that with the
Who the hell are the Jets going to beat?
Yeah. I don't know.
But it's just that last week though that the Jets in defensive name are like they're right where the Ravens were last year. Where when you hear Ravens like, I might not play my number 2 RB against the Ravens. Fuck that. I'm playing anybody against the Ravens. I'm actually sitting Tua, Goff, and several others to play Russell against the Ravens defense this week.
Okay. Let's talk about that real quick. So the Ravens are the number 1 offense in the league.
And
they're the number one defense against the run in the NFL. They're the last ranked defense against the pass in the NFL. So because of all, can they win the Super Bowl?
No.
Be like defending the pass like they are.
Well, who's hurt? My question is, who's hurt that they need? Because I know Marlon.
I don't think that's it, Lauren.
Marlon Humphrey's trash. They're not hurt. They're just bad. They're bad on the back end.
Like, and it could be one of those things where it's not like the only thing because they need some more help. But like one of those things where they're so good against the run that you can't run against them, so you have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like Minnesota. Minnesota's in the same situation. They're so good against the run that you have to throw the ball a lot against them. And so, you're going to have better games in the air than you are on the ground.
Slightly skewed because they're always ahead.
Right.
But that's why I'm playing. But for fantasy purposes, then give me Russell down 14 and let him throw the ball 40 times to Pickens, and I'll take my chances over him or two. Maybe.
Only thing I'll say about that game is that that's such a rivalry that sometimes ends up being like, I don't know. I'll be careful in that one. But other than that, yes.
Well, I know we all probably want to see a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl.
No, we don't all
want
to see that.
Right. I mean, if the Dolphins aren't going to be there. If the Dolphins are going to be there you can't. That would be the one that America wants.
Blue collar versus blue collar, right there.
Since we like to keep it really gangster here, I don't want to see Lamar in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see Trump's America tearing apart Lamar talking during Super Bowl week, during media availability, trying to put out Lamar commercials. I don't want that. I don't want that for Lamar. I didn't even
think about that.
I love that for Ravens fans, but I don't want that for Lamar. If anything, I want to have someone to hate.
Secretary of State.
I love Patrick, but I really want to hate Patrick. So it won't bother me if we get a Lions Kansas City going for like number 3 because I want to be able to hate Kansas City. I want them to be on a GOAT dynasty.
Patrick, his wife is a big MAGA. I thought they
were.
I
don't know. Patrick has never said anything to make us hate Patrick.
But this kid, why does he just? I mean, he just has that. He just has that thing.
Who?
That Patrick Mahomes. He just has that thing that you can't coach. He knows how to win. Right,
I just want to punch him in his face most of the time.
So
does
most people. Yeah, so do most people.
Yeah.
All right. So now, do you guys want to talk about anything else that happened in real football before we get to some fantasy stuff? We got about 20 minutes left, and we want to talk about some.
No, I want to make
trade situations.
Let's talk about some fantasy for a second.
Oh, okay. So I gotta say, and we were talking about a little of this before we came online. Our league of record, me, Ferg, and Merrill, that we've been in for now 20 whatever years. Nobody trades in this league, and I don't know what we need to do to make it happen. I would like to talk about it at the next draft. As far as why nobody responds and why nobody even offers anything.
The rosters are too small That's the first problem. Because if you trade a guy, like it has to line. I think me and Clint did a trade maybe like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
We traded like Stephon Diggs for somebody that I needed, somebody that he needed. It was like they had to have the same bye week. The bye weeks had to match. The points had to match. It had to be need. Like you just can't be like, you know what? I'll trade Jameson Williams for Tyler Lockett just because something might happen, because you only got like 4 roster spots on here, so you got to keep a backup QB. You got to keep one wide receiver. You normally got to dump somebody to get a backup tight end.
Lauren, the problem is there's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flex.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, you have 6
why even go the tight end
position players that you have to play. And so like right now, like I am looking at a real universe where I have to play ETN and take Bigsby like in the same league. Like it's a real problem. And so I'm trying.
Could be Bigsby and Dearness Johnson. Like I had to start, so it could be worse.
I'm trying to reach out here and get like Kareem Hunt for like 2 weeks. For like 2 weeks. No, like I offered Devontae Adams for Kareem Hunt, right? And he was like, no, not for a starting running back. I was like, I mean,
but Kareem Hunt's not the starter for like. He's going to get a starter for like 2 weeks.
You know what's funny is that he's also starting. Who is his Jordan Addison at like 5 points, and I'm offering him Devontae, for 10 points, right? And so it's like.
I would go for Chase Brown then.
I need something. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get Chase Brown right now. Like that dude is on a heater. So
yeah.
Like I don't know if you're gonna do that, but it's like I don't know. Like I'm 7-3 in this league.
I'm not.
Like I don't understand. Look, I want my starting lineup. I got Jared Goff, Devontae Adams, Puka, and Puka hasn't been there except for the last 2 weeks. Ramondre Stevenson, Travis Etienne are my running backs. With James Conner is on bye, but like they're James Conner and Ramondre Stevenson have been my main running backs for the year. And
those guys are good though.
And I'm 7-3 in this league. Like it doesn't make much sense at all.
It doesn't.
So
because I start Purdy, St. Brown, James Cook, Jamar Chase, McConkey, had Otten, had Mayfield, and I'm 4-6 and then 9.
That's actually kind of crazy. You got the whole like play the highest score of the week too, didn't you?
How about we do this? How many points do you have this year?
Hold on, let me look.
It's gonna be number 1.
No, I mean
no, he's not number 1.
All right, the team in first has 1,361. Yep. I scored 1,230. The team in second only has 1,249.
And
there it is.
Second place is 1,249.
And then me at Werford.
Where are you?
11-16. I'm in third.
You're in third. He has 1,100 points. I mean, there are teams in here that have barely scored over 1,100 points.
I don't know.
And I'm in 9th place.
All right, and I'm in third.
I wish I could find this sleeper. I have a sleeper team. I swear to God.
You see how he said he wishes he could find
Joe Burrow. I can't find it because I've archived by now. Teams that have like 2 losses, 2 wins, they're at the bottom. We don't even pay attention to them no more. But I have a team like that has Burrow, Chase, Amon-Ra, James Cook. It had like Andrews. It had Godwin, Pacheco, Stephon Diggs. Some other cats on that team is 1. It's like 1
look
and 9.
Look at my show league team.
It's 1-9. You would think I would just accidentally win a game with 4 great players. It's 1-9.
But so my question is though, how do you get people in your league to engage more?
They want to rape you.
Right. I mean, so it's like, what do I have to give to get Kareem Hunt?
I got to bring Flowers.
What do I need to give?
Overpay.
Right. But for what? Like, I thought Devontae may be overpaying because Pacheco.
Devontae might not play this week. Let me see. Who do you have on your team? Let's see.
And so, like, I got Jacoby Myers, James Conner. I was on the bench. I got fucking Pop Douglas. Like, as my backup wide receiver. It's like, what is even happening here? Right. You know what I mean? It's like, I need something, but nobody, like, I reached out to Justin like 4 or 5 times with no replies. Right. It's just like,
what about Kamish? Does he likes to trade?
Yeah, well, yeah.
No
but
one in this league trades.
No, because we all want to win.
Yes,
like,
everybody
and
wants
there's
to
a
win.
lot like, and like, so the guy who I was talking to is 4-6, and I'm 7-3, right? And he was like, no, I need to try to get my team better to make the playoffs. Like,
because you can get in at 6-6 and win it,
So
like
that's
7-7, and you can
like real
win
football.
Right,
like
so
you can get in
that's
and
the
win
issue.
it. The champ every year has been like somebody who was terrible, or I think me and you or me and Merle.
I won 5 straight. I mean, I won 8 straight.
I was like 7-7 the year, and it came down to that Damar Hamlin Bengals game, and we split, and I had Joe Burrow going.
Yep.
And I had Burrow going. So it doesn't matter. You just got to get in. You just got to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's like I won the Any Given Sunday League last year with Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, so oh boy, he was on a heater. But so, like, how do you?
He was on a heater.
What is the key to improving your team? Is it overpaying? Is it finding the guy that you want and overpaying for that guy?
It's two things. To me, it's two things. I'm big on injury reports. I try to be a week ahead of the waiver wire. If you tell me a dude got tendonitis or he didn't practice a whole lot this week, it was just back up. Like, I've been on a Cam Akers tear long before, because I feel like we've been playing long enough to know that by week 10 to 12, Aaron Jones is going to get hurt. It happens every year. Tyson Chandler. I was big on Tyson Chandler. When I saw Cam Akers is going to be the guy to back up, I've been trying to pick up Cam Akers everywhere, because I just feel like at some point that's going to come into play, that you're going to get to week 14, 15 of the playoffs, and your big dogs are going to be gone.
James Conner's another one.
So, but
Lockett, Trey Benson,
James
Conner,
like James Conner, you'd have to trade for, and he'd be pretty tough to get
Trey
right
Benson
now
off the waiver.
Well, you can get Trey Benson and Cam Akers off the waiver wire, right? So, but that poses another problem, because do you get rid of somebody like I have issues right now where I have teams, like I have a need at tight end, but I don't want to drop Trey McBride, and my other drop candidates are like DJ Moore and Brian Thomas.
Is it a league with a kicker though? Because sometimes you can get rid of the kicker.
You cannot start a kicker if you don't want to. But the problem is, in this league, kickers, like I have Brandon Aubrey. He gets 15, 16 points a week.
Rewind.
There's some weeks I feel like you have to eat it.
People have a problem trading is because they're in love with the names. I bet if we sat here and did a 30-minute deep dive, you'd find out the most droppable person on your team probably right now is DJ Moore. But the name DJ Moore alone be like, I can't drop DJ Moore.
But see here, so let me ask you a question.
DJ Moore.
Well, let me ask you a question though.
Terrible.
Is it crazy to drop? Is it crazy to not drop DJ Moore this week? Like, let me tell you the reason. I have him on 2 teams, and I'm starting him in both leagues this week. And let me tell you the only reason why. The only reason why is because they're getting the Saints Jets effect that's already happened this year. They fired their offensive coordinator. They're going to come out. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to play well because they need to play well for their new guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think they've broken Caleb for the year.
I mean, I
think that whole offense needs to go back. They're going to have to start over in whatever March.
Well,
as new guy they hire.
Foxworth said,
they got to draft some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
What's that dude?
Awful.
They need to move DJ Moore, and Odunze needs to be the focus of this offense in the passing game.
Well,
let Keenan retire for Jesus.
Dominique Foxworth said that
commit to.
He said is Chicago going to ruin yet another first round?
I believe so.
Because
it's not even wrong
history.
They got to get rid of Eberflus. It's the coach.
Yeah,
it's the coach.
He is always on the ground.
Yeah. Well,
when
they said
Caleb Williams, you should have cleaned house.
Well, they also said that he's holding on the ball too long. And going back to what Ferg said earlier, that 1, 2, 3 Saturday, and who was it? Jeff Saturday and somebody else were breaking it down. Like, as far as like, you need to have that ball 1, 2, 3 out. Like, if you're, he said that's what he said when Peyton came. He said Peyton went one. We went 1-15 Peyton's rookie season. He said, and I think we were 13-3 the next year. And he said what fundamentally changed from Peyton is he stepped into the huddle, and he said, guys, we're going 1, 2, 3. That ball's out of my hand. And he said that changed the way we play.
I mean, you also got to have a Marvin Harrison and an Edgerrin James
and a Reggie Wayne and a Dallas Clark.
Chicago they still have a decent Keenan.
Yeah,
DJ Moore doesn't want to be in Chicago. I don't know what's going on with DJ Moore. I've never heard anything.
He's that way everywhere
personally
he goes.
on him, but he doesn't want to be there. It's either the coaching or him. He doesn't want to be there, and he's making a lot of money.
I think
you can move him and get assets for him.
I think DJ Moore
draft another guy.
I think he's more the prima donna. That's what he seems like, because that's what he seemed like in Carolina, where if he doesn't get the attention, he doesn't get the passes. That he's out. Well, it started. I think it kind of started, and it showed when. And Ferg remembers. I know Ferg remembers this. And
when he ripped the helmet off.
When he ripped the helmet off that touchdown, that long ass touchdown in overtime. I forgot who they were. Maybe
they were playing the Falcons.
The Falcons.
He scored. They called the penalty, but. I wasn't so much mad at him for doing it because he was being emotional. They made a great play.
Yes.
I just don't think he was able to handle the criticism that came after that.
Right.
Because he had never been in that kind of storm before. Now, what's going to happen with DJ? I got a prediction for DJ Moore. What's going to happen with DJ Moore is you guys are going to get pissed off at the rest of the league because when you get hopefully maybe you get your Lions-Ravens Super Bowl, Kansas City's just going to go in the lab and end up with DJ Moore. If he was on a winning team like that, you would never hear anything from DJ Moore.
Kansas City's like fantasy-wise, Kansas City kind of sucks for receivers.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they haven't had a guy. But all of a sudden, the guy that everybody said
because Rasheed was great.
Wire,
yeah.
DeAndre has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
DeAndre has like 15 targets, 150 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And 2
I have a bold prediction for DJ Moore. DJ Moore, if we're talking about moving him in the offseason, the first thing that came to my mind, because T. Higgins is no longer going to be a Bengal, why not go next to Jamar Chase?
Please, and then the Saints can pick up speed.
That's his problem now. He doesn't want to be next to Dunze and Keenan Allen. He needs to be the guy with the
he's not going to like Jamar Chase.
I don't believe DJ Moore actually. If he's not with Kansas City, there's no need for him to be.
I feel like Kansas City. I feel like Coach Reed isn't going to deal with that.
So exactly, he's just going to end up with a bad team for the money. He could have stayed in the Panthers and got the money, but they traded him.
We kind of got away from the trade stuff, but let's say real quick. I heard a stat, and it's kind of funny the way that it was presented. But there is the list of wide receivers that have 260 yards more than once in the NFL history is Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
and it's pretty crazy what he's doing and. He's an impossible trade for candidate. You'd have to literally get rid of everybody. But to go back to trade stuff, it's just you have to. I think you just have to be super aggressive, and if you have a guy that you want, you got to just go out and get him and overpay. And if from the stuff that and we have this in our league of record in Hoofnagel, we have a group chat. Right. But know what the problem with our group chat and communicating in group chat about trades, nobody's going to talk about trades.
Nobody's going to answer.
Yeah. Like nobody, right?
Yeah.
I would trade half my team right now if I could.
Right now. Let's do it, Ferg. Hey,
right
Ferg,
now,
let's pull off some dumb shit, Ferg.
I would trade half these bums right now. Waddle, bum.
Ferg, I get my big trade offers are always for I get lots, at least.
Okay,
two
Lauren,
for Lamar.
what do you need help with right now? What do you need help with?
Let the guru fix your league. What
leagues do you need help with? Or what league? Pick one and a team that you're trying to pull off a trade in or need a trade in. Do you have any off the top of your head? Because I know Ferg does.
I mean, the show league, I'm I don't get it. I've made a bunch of trades in the show league and I still suck.
Okay, let's take a look at the show. Let's see what's going on. You're ahead of me, aren't you?
No, I'm I lost.
What do you need in the show league, Lauren?
Nothing. That's what's messed up. I keep getting the highest score in the loss category.
See, hold on. This is another thing about trading. When you think I got this team, and every week it says I'm gonna score the most points, I'm in the green, and you are now 3 and 5, 4 and 6. It's time to go against the grain and do some shit that you would normally do.
Look at my team though. I made a bunch of trades. There's nothing. I don't even know.
Yeah, you're 8. CJ Stroud. Well, okay. So let's start at the top. Your first issue is that since Nico Collins went out, CJ Stroud has not been good.
He'll be back this week.
Right. And so, that's what they said last week. But so CJ hasn't so first of all, the last game that the Texans played at home, was the first time he has thrown for under 250 yards at home. So that was kind of surprising. And he hit like 220 or something like that. But he just hasn't been the same since Nico's been gone. But I mean, you're losing an all-pro receiver, right? But luckily this week, not only is hopefully Nico coming back, but you get the Cowboys. Right?
That's true. That's true.
So you should be coming back on the upswing this week.
Bigsby needs to be on your bench, and Tucker Kraft needs to be starting.
And see, she has the so you have the Bears combo that hasn't been shit the last 4 weeks with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. So that hurts. That, but you have Ramondre.
Yeah, look at my running backs.
You have Ricky Pearsall.
Bijan all go off this weekend.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
McConkey, I think McConkey. They shocked, and they're in a high-scoring game against Cincinnati.
I mean, Lauren, I don't know how you're losing. You're just going.
Like I said, if you swap out Bigsby, you're like a 40-point favorite on the dude you're playing. Right. So you're still around.
You know what I mean?
Just do what you're supposed to do, and just wait till next week.
I don't
think the trade deadline is. What's the trade deadline in this league?
It has to. I think it's.
As the commissioner, you would think I would know, but I don't.
No, I think it's this week.
I've made a bunch of trades.
It's week 13. Trade deadline is until week 13 here.
So that's because we have another week. We added another week to the schedule.
You got time.
Yeah, you have time.
You'll run out this week. What I start doing is I start thinking, all right, I am 4 and 6. You're an 8 seed. You got to get to 6. You just need to assume you're going to win. Go ahead and put your lineup in for week 12 since he's on the bye week, and try to hustle somebody now while somebody else has somebody on bye week or something that you can use.
But I don't even know who I would. That's what I'm saying. I got Drake London, Ricky Pearsall, Ladd. Let's see who was hurt.
Well, see, the problem with that, Lauren, is that
Olave on IR.
Yeah, nobody's available in this league. There's so many roster spots in this league, and everybody's team just looks so thin, but it's really not. I don't know if they just look at their team like that in this league. I think that's that hurts a lot of people in a lot of leagues.
I look at every team.
They just don't look too far
every other day.
No, I get that.
Every team every other day, because that's what it takes to get lineups together by Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Chris is going to play. I think he'll be out.
Chris Olave might not play again.
Yeah,
he's got the Tua. He's got the Tua issues. He needs to come back with that.
I didn't like Tua, but if somebody offers me a couple of first rounders or some good shit, and they want to take a chance in Dynasty on Olave, I'll trade him.
I mean, any
team that I have him on, I'll trade him.
I
don't need the headache. I don't need the headache for next year.
I'm gonna look at your Hoofnagel team, Ferg, and we're gonna figure something out of Hoofnagel.
I have nothing. I got enough to get by. Well,
see, you're 4 and 6 too.
All right, so here's a trade. Let's talk about this trade. Somebody just sent me this trade 28 minutes ago.
Okay.
This is a dynasty league.
Okay.
In which they want me to give them Russell Wilson to send me Kareem Hunt. Now, I am in 11th place in this league. My team fell apart early. This is a team where I'm starting like ATN and Jaylen Warren at running back.
Why do you need Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson was my this is a 2 QB league, so he was my third. I have Josh Allen and Goff are my starters.
I would make that trade.
Yeah. And then Wilson.
Because you never know if Kareem Hunt's going to stay on. You never know. I mean, he showed enough off the couch to get a job.
Yeah, somewhere. I would make that trade.
Like, shit, even if he goes back to Cleveland because Nick Chubb ain't what he's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
I'm 3 and 7. I mean, I'm really 3 and 7.
I
feel like I should be tanking. I should be tanking for number 1 to try to get something.
I mean, if it's for draft picks, trade them for draft picks.
Yeah, I don't even want this. I want some picks.
You know, I mean, that's also a thing. I mean, I don't have any dynasty league, but I know that that's a thing in dynasty leagues. I'm frustrated because nobody engages about it a lot of times. Where I guess in the leagues that I need, because I'm in another league that we've talked about before that are just the most ridiculous trades that you'll ever see.
Yeah.
You know, and it's either one extreme or the other. And like in Lucky 13, Ferg, nobody trades in Lucky 13 either.
Fun to try to come up with trade. I'll trade.
I'll trade all day long.
Teams where I know that they're not
going to ask for a
pick. Slow down.
Well, see, what I
try to stay off the waiver wire because in 3 weeks from now on the teams when you're going to need an emergency waiver wire for the playoffs, like I want that first spot.
I think that a lot of people don't want to trade because they don't want to feel got. Right? They don't want to feel like they got the raw end of the deal.
So like this is first example, like Kareem Hunt, let's say he comes out this week. He has a regular Kareem Hunt game. He has 50, maybe even falls in the end zone, gets a touchdown.
He's a touchdown.
He scores 11 points. He gets 11 points. Russell gets the Baltimore defense this week and scores 35 points. And then you're going to be thinking like, why didn't I keep Russell? Even though you didn't even start him. That's what happens when people trading. You be like, it's DJ Moore. He sucked all year. Then you trade DJ Moore. He goes for 117 and 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I'll trade DJ Moore in the show league.
Like, that's how it always goes.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's frustrating. I think that's a lot is because people just don't like to lose. And so they don't want to feel like they did not get the better end of the deal. And like the trade, what it has to do at the end of the day is it has to feel like it benefits both of you.
Both of
them. Right? So if, again, that goes back to my point, if you feel like you have a person that you want and you can afford to overpay. Make that other person feel like they got the better end of the deal as long as you get the person that you want. Holy
pick
crap.
The pick you want.
Timeout on football. Guys, I don't know. I'm not a big NBA guy, but that's the only sports on. There's 7.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Wizards at Spurs. Wemby has 50.
Yeah.
This dude's pulling up on the run, getting thrown the ball in transition, spotting up from 28 feet.
What happens when you name a team?
In about 10 years, I'll say within 7 years, you're going to watch SportsCenter one night. Wemby's going to have like a 60-20-20 game.
It's going to be
something crazy like 60 points, 20 rebounds, 10 blocks, 7 assists.
Never
seen. It's gonna be something crazy like that.
Like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. We've seen a lot of players come and go in the NBA and college that are big, that can score the ball, that are like generational players. But I think Wemby has got to be, as long as he stays healthy, right? The dude's 7'6". As long as the kid stays healthy.
That's a thing, 7'6". Jesus.
Yeah. Can I get the last Can I get this last basketball note out before we get out of here?
Yes.
It's mighty funny how a certain dude from Duke looks when he's not playing against kids from Maine anymore. I'll just leave that there and let the world figure that out.
Well, okay,
he's still the future number 1 pick.
No.
Number 1. It's just mighty funny.
Can I tell y'all, because we're betting folks on this show.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg had a plus 460 to win the Wooden Award. He is the leader in the clubhouse at a plus 460 to win the Wooden Award. To tell you to compare and contrast that to the ACC Player of the Year last year was a plus 11,000.
I mean, if he doesn't win it, it's going to be a shock.
At this point, look, and to all the Duke fans out there, that I'm sure you're Cowboys fans as well, so you're used to hearing us talk shit about your teams.
And you're a Yankees fan.
Like, it's paper champs until proven otherwise. I have so many friends that are Duke fans that are talking shit to me. Carolina lost to Kansas, played well.
Duke has got to be one of the most hated teams.
Well, if you're a Duke fan, you're a Yankee fan.
Yeah, because the thing
probably a Cowboys
you guys hate them,
and you're
but
probably
in
a
Maryland,
Lakers fan.
They are hated.
So a couple things. So we hate him. We hate them because of proximity and
rivalry.
I don't know why we hate them, but I'll cover that for you. Don't worry.
And we love the Lord.
We
love the Lord.
We hate them because of location. And because we've been rivals with them forever, Kentucky hates them for the same reason that y'all hate them, and that y'all hate them for one specific reason, and his name is Jason Williams. And then after that, you can get rid of y'all's hate for Duke because
I've hated him since I was a little kid, and I don't even know why.
Maryland
if you voted
hates
for
him because of Jason Williams.
I feel like if you voted for Trump, you like Duke.
No, and that's
just how I feel about it.
That's logical. I don't know. I just Duke paper champs, y'all.
Always off-season champs.
Anyway, Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, they win the Get Off the Bus award for sure.
We got to get out of here. Thursday night game. We didn't get to talk about Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. That's going to be a hell of a game.
I'm so excited.
All right, so where is this game?
You're the Baltimore guy.
It's
you're the Baltimore lady. It's in Philly.
Okay.
Are you taking Jaden Daniels to come into Jalen Hurts' house and win this game? Or the Eagles still run the NFC East?
I'm gonna go. I have no logical explanation for this, but I'm going with the Manders because I just am enjoying this so much.
Commandos.
Okay, so right now, Eagles are favored by 3.5, and it's a 48.5 point over under, and it's in Philly.
Marshawn's coming back. I don't know.
So Thursday night in Philly, you got the rookie QB, and Terry McLaurin's been playing really well. Brian Robinson is
Eagles Stadium is tough.
The Eagles defense has been elite over the last 5 weeks. The
fans are bad.
Eagles 34, Manders 17.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. That's a really
every time we have said something good was going to happen on Thursday, it has ended up being a dog walk. That's normally what happens to pro teams on a Thursday night on the road. They get dog walk. They don't care. I'm about to get this 10 days off, 10 or 11 days off to our next game. I don't care. Unless it's a subpar team, I don't see them going on the road.
I do think if they lose to the Eagles tomorrow night, they will not lose at home.
The Manders?
Yeah, I'm not going to lose at home.
You know what? I think they win tomorrow and lose at home.
Oh,
Manders
okay.
on the road on a Thursday night.
Manders on the road tomorrow. 48
What's the score prediction?
So I would say 28-20 Manders.
Woo.
And so I say they don't cover the over.
I said 34-17.
Yeah,
I got no idea.
Don't cover the over. Let's look to see what some. Let's look and see what some of these parlays are saying on FanDuel. So anytime touchdown parlay with Eckler, Barkley, Hurts, and McLaurin.
No.
I mean, no. What of that?
I don't want Eckler because Robinson's coming back.
Because Brian Robinson's coming back.
Yeah,
he's what makes that a plus 2,800.
And if it gets ground and dirty, and they don't worry about his hamstring, they'll put Rodriguez.
Well, hold on. Like that's that's a good question.
Steal a touchdown. I don't like that.
What does the weather look like in Philly?
Oh, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I thought. We're supposed to get rain. We're not that far away.
They usually have it on. Oh yeah, rain in 45. Okay,
who's gonna get up at the ass crack of dawn with us and go live from the sports book in Vegas?
I mean, shit. I'll be there if you want to get.
If Merle's coming to Vegas with me, the commissioner will be there. But he does say he has to leave on Sunday. I'm not leaving till Monday, so I don't know what time he's leaving Sunday.
Oh, you're going to Vegas this week?
If he is awake and that early,
I'm down.
Get online.
Well,
is there a Germany game this week?
Can I tell you though? Let me recommend something. Go to the MGM Sportsbook. It is the better of the sports books, in my opinion.
It just depends on how drunk we are and how far we can walk at that.
Well, the thing is, you probably might still be awake.
9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning for us.
You might still be awake.
If you're at the Bellagio, you're right next to Caesars. You can go to the Caesars Sportsbook too.
We'll be awake from the night before, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What, are you going to any shows or anything like that?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of this trip. I am just a passenger.
Yeah.
I'm a passenger on my own birthday.
Have fun. The last time my sister went to Vegas, she came home with COVID. So
wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought you were going to say something else.
Sunday, I'm going to have Mike Tyson's Tiger.
Oh,
no, we're gonna have Mike's Tiger on live with us when we come on Sunday.
Oh, you know what we will have next week? You know what we will know next week when we do this show? Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Oh, that is Friday night.
We'll know that. And you'll be in Vegas.
I hope I'm out in the airport.
I didn't know he was still fighting. I gotta watch this now.
Oh, no, this has been a thing.
That's Netflix at what time? 8, 9?
8 o'clock. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Yeah.
You might not be there yet. I hate to miss that.
It's on Netflix. It's gonna be super entertaining.
What? You get to? It's free on Netflix.
Have you seen Mike Tyson in the last 2 weeks?
I don't know. The way that man hits.
Mike Tyson looks like Bane right now.
We had this. Like Bane.
He looks
from Batman?
like Bane from Batman
He looks like he is fucking shit up.
He will fuck Jake Paul. If that tick goes longer than a round or two,
if Jake slips. If Jake slips
Paul
once,
don't come out playing. He comes out playing around in the first
look,
round.
I'm telling you what. He is half that dude's age. He is half that dude's age, but Mike hits him once.
I say Mike got 3 minutes of unbridled fury in him. Anything after that, I don't know what might happen. But
why did that remind me?
This is Friday at 8:00 p.m. on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did that remind me? Why did that statement remind me of Richard Pryor in Harlem Nights? Where she's like, let's make love all night, all morning. He's like, how about I give you 15 minutes of the best I got?
15 minutes. I got
then I'm gonna
7 minutes.
Go to sleep.
7 minutes or 62 pumps, whichever come first. That's what Mike got for them, Jake. Them first 2.5 minutes are going to be the worst 2 minutes of Jake Paul's life. Now, if he can get past those first two, anything possible. You're fighting a fucking old man.
Can I just say, I know a lot of America, Mike Tyson's a very polarizing figure. But Jake Paul is as well. And
we need Mike to win.
I think America needs this win for Mike Tyson.
us black folks need Mike Tyson to win. We can't take another L this week. Us black folks need Mike to win this one. We can't do another L this week.
It's not just the black folks, my friend.
We need Mike to win this one. We need Mike to win this one.
It is.
I don't even know who Jake Paul voted for, but we need Mike to win this.
But listen.
We need it.
Who understood? Do you know who understood the assignment last week? Fucking the state of Maryland.
Oh, they always do.
Angela Asselbrooks.
They always. Do. Oh, look! Did y'all see that? One political comment that I'll make. I don't know if y'all saw every state has at least one county that votes blue, right? Except for Oklahoma.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Literally, except for Oklahoma. The only state that does not have a blue county.
I wonder how these people.
Wait a minute. So, are you telling me that? Wait a minute.
Oklahoma City.
Native American brown people vote for Trump?
They don't let them off the reserve.
Bro, they don't. I don't think they vote. They don't really.
They don't vote.
Yeah. They're probably not allowed to.
Why would they?
I mean,
they have their.
That's some Jim Crow shit.
That's after I watched
the Native
Killers
Americans
of the
have
Flower Moon. I can't believe it. Native Americans fuck with anybody.
Drugs and shit anyway.
They make their own rules. They make their own rules because the government's not allowed. So it's like, why did that give a fuck?
They live in like poverty and have all these like diabetes and shit because they're treated like they don't want to vote for it. All they're voting for is somebody else to give them even worse of a life than they already have.
So Indians are black people now.
But like that was apparently what happened. It was death by 1,000 cuts. You know, but we won't talk about the political landscape because this is a football show.
It is. I just want to talk shit about one last person before I leave.
Yeah. Please go for it.
Taylor Sheridan. Fuck you. For all Yellowstone fans everywhere in the world, fuck you, Taylor Sheridan. That's all I'm saying.
Get into that show.
That's not a hint. That's not a name. I'm not giving away anything on the show, but fuck you.
Oh, I did finish.
We waited all season for that right there, and fuck you. I'll never watch it ever again.
I really need to watch it. I'm
canceling my goddamn Paramount Plus subscription after that shit.
What show is this?
Yellowstone.
Oh, I heard about what. I mean, I've heard that there was controversy.
Okay, now I gotta find. Did you watch House of Dragons?
Of course, I'm a nerd.
That is. I didn't know what the hell a usurper was until this season. I was like, how many times do you say that word?
I've never even watched an episode of Game of Thrones.
What? So, we're like on our sixth rewatch.
Yeah, no.
I own them all.
I know that I instantly feel old. That I am looking at with my own eyes that Scottie Pippen Jr. is in the lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. So you know what that means? That means it's bedtime.
He's better than Bronny.
That's what that means. Oh, Bronny could be in this game too. Like he's not in the starting lineup.
No, Bronny was too busy going 2 for 10 in the G League.
Look, I'm saying like right now the Lakers just tipped off with the Grizzlies.
He's not there. He's with the G League team.
It doesn't look like he's on the bench, but
he sucks,
bro. I'm just I am too old to be up this late as Scottie Pippen Jr. is in the NBA.
So. And fucking Elon Musk has been given a government job, so it's a good time to go.
Yeah, it is a good time.
Elon Musk, what is he, the goddamn Senate pro tem leader now?
They're having
everybody else getting a fucking job.
It's a brand new committee. He's going to be the government. He's supposed to do an audit on the government or something.
Yeah, he's government auditor or something like that. I don't know. It's wild.
He can't be
gonna hire his baby mamas to work in accounting or something.
I guess. And Marco Rubio is going to go save Israel. It's great so far.
Oh my gosh! You just sparked a memory. Hold on, I sent something to Kiasha yesterday. Brandon Ingram is the only player to ever hit a game winner over a player he shares a baby mama with.
I saw that. I saw that. And then he hollered, what did he holler? Ask who best?
Tell her who better.
Tell her who better. Something like that. Tell her who better. But he's not the GOAT, because there's another chick. There's just one other chick. I think she has like 2 NFL baby daddies and a dude that's in the league.
Really?
So I'm imagining like them in their room arguing, like, my daddy.
Well, ladies, unfortunately,
2 touchdowns. My daddy
you're going to be having all them babies for the next 4 years too.
There is no way that Sean Kemp didn't dunk over somebody that was fucking one of his baby mamas.
Of course not. Of course he did.
Like, no way. Right. This just has to be in the social media world because ain't no way. Sean Kemp had 300. He had more kids than Nick Cannon.
I know it's getting late because now the kids are commenting, so I know it's getting late.
Yep. All right, I'm out. So I will holler at y'all next week. I guess, do we have any parting shots?
Fuck your team.
I mean, that's always.
Fuck your team.
Take your
fuck the Electoral College.
I feel like I'll be the only person in Vegas wearing a Dolphins jersey as we play Vegas. So fuck them.
Well, and then also take your players out of your flex position and put them into your starting lineup.
Oh God. DK Metcalf is active this week, y'all. Just so you know.
Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, he deserves to be back. He's been out for 3 or 4 weeks now.
He has a healthy tag today.
Good.
So, all right. So, no more parting shots for Lauren.
No more
anything else to say? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for a big Ferg for Lauren down there, Who Dat Nation, but up in Baltimore. We will see y'all. We will see y'all next Wednesday night. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Later.
Peace.